start off by optimizing the color image and trying to get it exactly the way I want it before I convert it to black and white. And with NIK, you don't have to make a duplicate layer of the background. So we go to Filter, NIK, and Silver Efex. Okay, so the layout of most of the NIK products is the same. You've got a bunch of presets on the left side, and on the right side, you've got various sliders that we'll get into in a moment. At the top here, you have comparison views, zoom ratios, and things like that. So we can get this to 100. Now we got full screen over here.
Errol, we're not seeing anything but your first color image.
Right.
You're not seeing this?
No, we don't see any layers.
We're not seeing your NIK.
No.
Okay, so what do I have to do?
Did you share your generic screen, or did you share something?
No, I didn't. So I will stop sharing.
Yes.
I will come back in.
Share your generic screen.
There we go.
There you go.
Now you got it.
Got it now?
Yep.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I generally scroll through the presets on the left side and see which of them gives me the effect I want. And you go to All NIK, and this is the neutral, underexposed, and low key, push process, and all of them can be adjusted afterwards. So I generally start off with the full spectrum over here, fine art process like this. It's got a border around it, which we can get rid of in a moment. So the adjustments that are available are, as you see here, brightness, highlights, midtones, shadows, dynamic brightness. Start off with the soft contrast over here. I find that's useful. So we can adjust this so we get the effect we want. We can do brightness here, highlights, and so on. And then scrolling down further here, and then go to this one, and that's the color filter. And it starts off with no color filter applied. And then you can run through the various colors here to see what effect you get. So dramatic change, not so much, not so much. Greens, wow, that's a change. So that, I prefer that. Blues, totally different effect. So the one I like is this, like that. Now you can also use these to change the hue of the filter. That's about it. And then the strength. So depending, I like the dark skies and the bright white clouds. So let's leave it like that. Let's go back here, see if we can make any tweaks here. Midtones. shadows. Bring the contrast down a little bit. All right, let's say this is what we want. There's other changes we can make. You can add structure and fine structure. A little bit of fine structure there. Now, I'll come to these on the control points on the next image, but these are what we've been doing up till now is global adjustments. We can make local adjustments using the control points. Let's leave that for the moment. The next change we can make is, we've been here, you can simulate various film types. Including adding grain if you like that. And you can adjust the sensitivity based on the kind of film. You can do a curves adjustment here. I generally don't do it here. I do it on the color image. Now you've got some finishing adjustments. You can do toning. For instance, if you like a copper color, you can add that. Or coffee, strong coffee color like that. There's the strength. It's almost yellow. So, and there's several others to choose from. Copper, especially if you want to give it an antique look. We're not going to do that here. We'll turn that off. You can do a vignette. Either a white edges or dark edges. We won't do that here. You can burn the edges, and you can use a border. This is type 1 border, but there's several kinds you can do. And you can change the size of the border. So we can leave the border off. Like that. So, and you can adjust the width of the border using the spread control. Now, the great part of this is we can save this preset. If you have everything the way you like it, you can save the preset. You give it a name. I'll call it a ruin. And now ruin is successfully saved. So we now apply this. And pretty soon we will get the layer. And here's our full screen image. Can you see my layers?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So you can turn it on or off, and you can also change the opacity. If you want to, like that. Now let's go to another image. So here's a different image, same location, and let's do the Silver Efex again. Now I'm going to this panel on the top left, personal, and find the one where we said ruins. Ruin, click that, and it will bring up the exact same settings we used on the previous image. If we don't like it, we can modify it, but that's a great way to keep various settings that you've liked and apply them, and it's quick. All you have to do is then click apply and you're done. Now, I'm not going to make a lot of changes here. Where is my... Okay, let's do this. Bring the brightness down. So now let's go to the local adjustments. You've got a panel with 4 different icons. The one is a circular control point. I'm just going to click it there. Used to be, it was only circular and all you could do was adjust the size. But now you can adjust the shape as well. So you can make it into an ellipse. You can draw it out like that. You can rotate it. Like that. The beauty of this control point is we now have 2. If I want to do another one, I click the Alt Control and just drag it. So now I have 3 control points. If I want to link them all, I select all 3. Now they're all linked. Whatever change I'm going to make is going to affect all of them. So brightness, I don't like that effect, but anyway, contrast, structure, and so on. If you want to, let's just stick with 1. So we'll delete. So I've now deleted the control point I didn't want. So here's one that we're going to save. If you click on this here, you now see a map of where the effect is being applied. So if I just want to affect the white cloud, then I shouldn't apply the effect outside it. So we can adjust the mask and we can adjust the luminance and we can adjust the chrominance as well. So you can pretty much define it to just the area you're interested in. Diffusion is sort of like a fading of the edge. Now I can adjust, I get rid of that. We're back to where we were. Now we can make adjustments to the brightness. If I wanted to lighten the interior of this church, I could do another control point there, put it here, bring it to the size I want. Brightness. If I like it like that, this is where it'll be applied. if we wanted to make changes to the grass and make the grass brighter, we could put another control point here. And making the grass, let's make the grass darker. I'm getting a little overboard here. And then I click the Alt key and mouse select and drag this. And again, and again. So now we've darkened the grass completely. So just remember, when you're using the control points, these are the controls that apply to the control points, not the global ones that you start with up top here. Now there are 3 other control points that you can try. The one is a line. So if for some reason you want to do that or change it to rotate it, you can apply it like that. I don't find this terribly useful, so I'm going to select it and remove it. The other one is the polygonal tool. Again, you click and you can make a selection like this. I've never found this entirely useful, but if you like it, you have to complete the loop. Now we've got a selection based on a polygon, and we can adjust the brightness within that area like that. The next one is the luminance tool, luminosity mask. So what you do now is you select luminosity mask and you click on whatever luminance value you want to adjust. Let's say we want to adjust the sky up here. And what we get is a graphic representation of where we are, what areas are being affected. Mainly these two, but to some extent there's a fall off on either side. If we want to change this, we can move all of it like that, or we can make it broader like that. And now we can try the brightness of that area like that. So this, and these zones here correspond with Ansel Adams's zones as well. See, I think I've covered just about everything. Let's leave this image up and see if there are any questions.
Errol, did you put your control point on the sky or the grass?
I put both, Wayne. Here I put them on the grass.
Oh, okay. I thought you put the last one on just
The
sky.
last one is up here
Okay.
on the sky.
Okay, because the only thing that I saw change where the grass was grass.
Well, if it has the same luminosity value, it will change too, but I picked this area.
Okay.
Other questions?
Well, not a question, but since we were on the graphs, I'm pointing with my pointer right here. That doesn't do much good. You also on the right have the sensitivities to the various colors. So if you wanted to change the grass to be brighter or dimmer, darker, you could drag that green sensitivity right or left and do change the grass uniformly.
Yeah.
Sometimes that actually works well, depends on the image.
Yeah.
But it's very similar to like in Lightroom or Photoshop with their simple black and white conversions of dragging the relative color sliders to raise or lower the brightness of a particular object.
Errol, you
one-
probably, sorry, you probably want to show them the compare function because you have a before and after. The compare right at the top. Yeah. And then you drag the slider and it kind of shows what's been done. You drag it in the middle, in the horizontal. Yeah, there you had it, that middle part, those three dots. Yeah, and you drag it.
Or you can arrange it like that, up and down.
Oh, and back to the linear gradient, that can serve as a graduated neutral density tool.
You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, the linear gradient, that can be used as a neutral density filter. Yeah, you brought it up and it was at a vertical angle relative to the image.
This one?
You're still on comparison. Yeah, you can straighten that and you can use that like a graduated neutral density filter.
Any other questions, comments? So again, if you like what you've composed over here, you can again save it as a preset, and all the settings will be applied under your personal presets and can be applied on the next image if you want.
Just to refresh my recollection, as they say in court sometimes, a number of the programs that basically the NIK the NIK conglomerate essentially has operate with control points and stuff, if I recall correctly. Is the same general workflow more or less the same, whether it's
Yeah.
Silver Efex or one of the other NIK?
Yes, the control points work the same.
Right. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
There's also a nice feature, and Harry, thanks for reminding me.
Mhm.
Top right, you see switch to.
Oh,
If I click that, it'll save the work we've done, and I can now go to, let's say, color effects.
mm-hmm.
It'll keep what we've just done, and it'll
Oh,
now give me the color effects program.
nice. And the layouts are, if I recall correctly, they're roughly similar between the different effects
Yes,
products.
very
Right.
similar. Again, all
Right.
of NIK, all personal.
Mm-hmm.
And here are your various filters, and you can select the filter you like by clicking it, and it becomes one of your favorite. In my
Right.
case, I've got Brilliance Warmth, Clear View, and Contrast Only in this group as favorites. If I click on favorites, like basic adjustments, personal. Yeah, favorites. Here are my favorites, and I don't have to go through the whole list.
Excellent. Thanks. Yeah, no, I've always been a fan of that point system, although I don't use it as much as I probably ought to. Thank you.
Okay.